Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. I know it doesn't look like fall, but it is. And one of the things we talk about during the season is flu season. And if you're following my advice, way back when I told you get the flu shot 2 weeks before Halloween so you can go trick or treating, but you may or may not have done that. So today with me I have SRHD epidemiologist Veronica Burns. You may have seen her name on a number of interviews, etc. She's one of our team that does a lot of work in the community. And today we're going to talk about the flu. So a couple of questions that usually come up when we talk about the flu season. First of all, what am I supposed to do in preparation for the flu season if I'm the average person? And since we're like a month in, what are we seeing now?
Okay, so right now, countries like the UK, Japan, and Canada have seen an early start to their flu seasons, and we're seeing some of that stateside too in states like Louisiana, Colorado, and New York.
Okay.
In Spokane County, flu activity remains low, but if we judge based on of the countries who are already entered their flu season, we anticipate that once we do enter our flu season, that case counts may be higher than usual.
Okay.
The best way to prepare for this is to get your flu shot. And if you haven't already received your flu vaccine, it's not too late. We typically expect the flu season to peak around late January or February. And so there's still time to go to your pharmacist or your provider to get your flu vaccine.
Great idea. And I know during this time of the year, we get together for various holiday celebrations, etc. So get your flu shot. One of the things we've heard is there may be a new variant of the flu floating around somewhere. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, we expect to see new variants circulating each year. And so that's why each year the flu vaccine gets reformulated. There's usually about 3 to 4 strains included in the flu vaccine. Usually they include an H1N1 strain and a flu type B strain and a couple of others. Even sometimes there can be a mismatch between the viruses that are circulating in the community and the viruses that are in the flu vaccine.
Right.
But even if there is a mismatch of strains, the flu vaccine is still great at preventing severe illness. So it reduces hospitalizations, it reduces the likelihood of severe outcomes, including death. And so we just really recommend getting your flu vaccine every year.
So you've mentioned a couple of times it's not late to get your flu shot. Always talk to your provider. Your provider knows you best, the best time for you to get your shots. But what else can people do in general to protect themselves and others in the community from the flu?
Yeah, that's a good question. There are a lot of other things that you can do. Nothing is a magic bullet, but the general respiratory illness prevention guidance still applies. So things like covering your cough, making sure that if you're coughing or sneezing, you're coughing or sneezing into a tissue or the crook of your elbow. Trying to avoid crowded places, staying home if you're not feeling well. If you do have to go into crowded places and you're not feeling well, consider wearing a mask. A lot of those prevention measures that protected us from COVID-19 can also protect you from flu.
Wonderful. Yeah, and I see lots of people, like in big stores, wearing masks, etc., so they're protecting themselves and others. If I want to find out more, what else can I do? What's a good place to find information that I know is going to be good and it's going to guide me the right way? Where should I go?
Sure. So in Spokane County, on our website at srhd.org, we have a respiratory illness dashboard that you can find for up-to-date information about flu, COVID, and RSV activity in Spokane County, so you can keep an eye out on that. And then you can always go to CDC or the Washington State Department of Health websites. Those are trustworthy news sources to know what's going on statewide and federal and nationally.
Wonderful. So it's always a good idea to check the SRHD website. We have a lot of information about not only the flu, but everything else. And I know that a lot of folks are going like, well, it's kind of warm out there. I don't see the point. Now, bottom line, doesn't matter whether it's warm or cold, we're still in flu season, right?
Correct. The viruses are still circulating.
Viruses are still here. Viruses are not too concerned about the weather one way or the other. I think what the weather does is brings a lot of people inside for the most part. So I think the advice you gave about, coughing or staying home if you're sick. I know that we'll want to go to the next holiday party, but, think about it. If you don't feel well, talk to your provider. There's testing that you can do. Then you can determine the best way for you to protect yourself and protect others, right?
Correct.
And if you want to say one more time, where should people go to find good information? That's very important nowadays.
Yes, srhd.org. We're always providing great information for folks for local trends.
Okay.
And then you can always go to cdc.gov or the state Washington State Department of Health website to get a better idea of what's going on in the state if you want to travel over the holidays. You might want to be curious about what's going on in different communities outside of Spokane.
That's a great suggestion. I forgot there's also a lot of travel during this time of the season. This time of the year. So if you're going to go around, if you're going to go to the west side, well, we have our dashboard. There's a dashboard from DOH. If you're going to travel somewhere else to meet family and friends, check it out. See what's happening. As you mentioned at the beginning, not every country is going to be at the same stage. So that's important to know. Anything else you want to share with our folks before we depart for today?
Just stay safe, get your flu shot, make sure you clean and sanitize high-touch surfaces, wash your hands regularly, big on washing your hands regularly, and stay tuned on what happens this respiratory illness season by going to our website and checking our dashboard out.
Well, thank you, Veronica. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Please share this information with your friends and family. Remember, viruses don't care. They're there, and they can impact anyone. So stay safe, stay well. We'll see you again next week, and thank you for joining us.
All right, thank you.